Have you ever listened to a band so mysterious that even the band itself doesn't seem entirely sure what genre it belongs to? A band that makes you feel like you've uncovered the meaning of life, only to realize you've actually just fallen into a strange time signatures? Today, we're stepping into the labyrinth of a group that turned confusion into an art form. And no, this is not about modern tax systems. We're talking about Tool. This video dives into the story behind one of the most cryptic albums in modern music, 10,000 Days. We'll explore how this band became something like Black Sabbath, but with way too much free time and a deep interest in alchemy. Why they built a reputation as an almost extraterrestrial entity performing in near darkness, and how they accidentally became the parents of modern progressive metal. By the end of this video, you won't just understand 10,000 Days better. You might even be able to explain Tool to a friend without sounding like you're recruiting them into a new religion. So let's get into it. Tool isn't just a band, it's an urban legend with instruments. For years, they cultivated an aura of mystery so thick that fans were convinced the bassist knew the location of the Holy Grail, and that Maynard James Keenan had direct access to Tesla's lost archives. The reality? Four guys at a pub, slightly confused, probably asking where the bathroom is. Maynard, the band's frontman, famously avoids the spotlight on stage, not because he's trying to look mystical, but because he actually wants to hear the band while he sings. That single practical choice slowly evolved into a full-blown mythology of occult symbolism and hidden meaning. At first glance, Tool seems intentionally difficult. Lyrics filled with Gnostic imagery, music built on odd meters and long-form structures. No easy choruses, no instant gratification. Tool doesn't want to live in your head. It wants to live somewhere deeper, a place that requires multiple listens, caffeine, and maybe a quiet moment of reflection. The irony? In real life, they're remarkably normal. They joke. They argue about mundane things. They just happen to make music that sounds like it was written after staring into the abyss for too long. And somehow that balance between artistic seriousness and everyday humanity is exactly what turned them into legends. Behind all the symbolism of 10,000 Days lies something painfully human. The album is deeply connected to the story of Maynard's mother, who spent 27 years paralyzed after a stroke, roughly 10,000 days. This isn't an album about suffering for the sake of drama. It's about endurance, faith, love filtered through grief. Tracks like Wings for Marie aren't statements, they're meditations. The kind written in half-light, where memory becomes sound because words alone aren't enough. The album also weaves in cultural and psychedelic references. Lost Keys nods to Albert Hoffman, almost as if Tool is saying that emotion isn't the only thing that needs expansion. Perception does too. Despite its weight, 10,000 Days is more accessible than Lateralis. It feels like Tool opening a door and saying, "Come in, take your time. We promise the long songs won't hurt." But make no mistake, this album demands attention. It's not background music, it's not fast food. It's more like a friend explaining a complex conspiracy at 2 a.m. If you commit, you're rewarded. If you don't, nothing makes sense. What often goes unnoticed is how vulnerable this album really is. Beneath the technical precision lies raw emotion, carefully contained so it doesn't collapse into melodrama.
Hi, I'd like some breakfast. We stopped serving breakfast.
10,000 Days isn't built from sound alone. It's built from silence, from restraint, from knowing when not to say things directly. And that might be its greatest strength. If you've made it this far, it probably means this kind of deep dive is your thing. So consider subscribing to the channel, not for notifications, not for numbers, but because more stories like this are coming. Stories that take time, curiosity, and a willingness to sit with ideas instead of scrolling past them. And if you want to support the channel directly, You'll find a few links in the description. You can buy us a coffee, which helps keep these videos alive, or check out the discounted Sugar Defender product. It only takes about 30 seconds before bed, but that tiny habit is designed to help activate your metabolism. No pressure, just options. There if you want them. Tool influenced an entire generation of bands, whether they admit it or not. Without Tool, the musical landscape that gave rise to the Mars Volta or certain eras of Opeth would look very different. Yet Tool themselves often deny being influential at all. It's like Einstein saying he just did a bit of math. Another paradox? They're not even sure what genre they play. Ask them and you'll get philosophical debates, contradictions, and eventually the answer, we are whatever you feel we are. And somehow that feels exactly right. They troll, they mislead, they announce things that turn out to be jokes. But beneath the humor lies a fierce commitment to independence. Tool has always resisted industry expectations, trends, and easy categorization. Their legacy isn't a sound, it's permission. Permission to be complex, to be patient, to create without asking for approval. "10,000 Days" is an emotional map drawn by a band that refused to follow rules. Some say Tool is too complicated. Maybe. But like any good puzzle, the value isn't in how fast you solve it. It's in what you feel when you finally step back and see the whole picture. And if this album moved even one thought, one emotion, or one internal compass inside you, then every minute spent with it was worth it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to the channel, not for the algorithm, for curiosity, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite track from 10,000 Days, and what did you discover in it after repeated listens?